Okay. Um, as always, this as always, I'm trying to continuously make um, testimonials. I know it's a lot of it, and the reason why I keep bombarding and making videos is because for anybody who wants to see a pattern of manipulations and torment, you'll see it if you ever look at my videos. You don't have to watch all of them, but you gotta understand that you're gonna hear a lot of the same things over and over and over being done to me. A lot of manipulations, and this is you're gonna start hearing it. It's gonna sound more like brainwashing tactics of forcing somebody to accept these things that they do. It's illogical, and it takes a brain that is completely ravaged and manipulated. Now, as I said before, I want to start off saying that I know I'm a target individual, and as a target individual, you are in a program where they systematically manipulate your brain and try to make you subscribe to these manipulations. But also, your organs, your body as a whole is breaking down as they do things to you and do all kinds of things to you. It's disgusting, but that's the things they do. And they try to make you accept these things. You have people around you contracted by the government to try to make you accept this reality that they put together, this manipulation. Disgusting. And so, as they have this technology that is rewiring your brain, manipulating your brain, and controlling your thoughts, they're trying to get you to accept these thoughts, right? You are fully aware that those thoughts are not yours, right? You're fully aware that you're not yourself anymore. You feel like that's not something I will think. I will not think this way. I will not have those thoughts. I will not have this weird. These things will not get to me. This is things that you force me to experience. And it's very pedophilia-centric. In my mind right now, they try to go back into something they've tried to play with. I know it's them trying to create the new version of the reality of what really is. And so that's what they do. And so I will continue to talk about it until I can't. Because what is happening is these people here are trying to get you to accept these things. And it's obviously manipulations. And you're going to hear the same thing over and over, and I'm going to speak about it over and over to show this pattern of manipulations. It's nasty. And so you have to accept that you're being forced this way. And as time goes, it's easier to manipulate your brain. And you just got to accept this. This is just forced onto me. You're forcing me to experience these things. You've done that to even much younger people. So that's something forced me. So in this video, I'm going to I write notes about the things they do. Because what they do is just, they also bombard you with different manipulations and whatever things they do. So I want to start with some of these things they do. For example, I was cutting my nails, right? And they started making me think of these kids next door. Try to do the same thing they do. I try to compare kids and do so nasty. And out of nowhere, as I'm cutting my nails, they made me imagine some things with my fingers done sexual to one of these kids. So nasty. Some teenage kids though. And I was hearing, before I took a shower earlier, somebody say a word of sexual act with fingers. I don't want to say it. And then a few hours later, they make me imagine this thing. This is nasty. It's disturbing things. And they just try to make you make noise campaign. Try to make you accept this. It's so disgusting. So you understand, they create these thoughts and they want you to, and prepare to have these thoughts created. Nastiness. So far. And then poof, they try to have this back and forth in my head. And so that was disgusting on its own. And you hear this childlike individuals like, oh, pooh. Like when you try to, oh, it's you, up to it. Oh, I did it. So like they use these childlike people to try to gaslight you, to kind of agitate you into accepting these things. It's nasty. It's so disgusting. But that's what they do. And it's non-stop. And they even try to come, because, you know, I see them as just clowns. They call themselves a war. Right? They use this childlike. And I was talking to this perp. And she's trying to gaslight me into accepting this stupidity. She's trying to gaslight me into accepting this BS. I know it's falsified. I know it's what they do. And I was telling her, and she was trying to talk, and she was trying to make me believe in it. And I was like, you know, we speak in codes. And the way we speak is, I tell her things that she knows what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, it's funny. I just saw this neighbor. I was just laughing. Sorry, just that's just something. It's just kind of funny. And now they try to say, oh, you said, and that was just last night. And they try to change the memory. Oh, you say you call her adorable because it was just big kid from next door. Like, oh my gosh. And I was like laughing. It's like, this is the kids that is quote unquote at war. I'm not saying because she's big or whatever. I don't care. But just say that's a child. Look at her. She can obviously, you can see she's a kid. Try to come up with a fantasy. I understand. It's like, no, you call us cute. We're cute. Like, oh, you hear this trash, little nasty low life calling themselves cute. Listen, you're a nasty trash. I'm sorry, they're kids, but they're nasty for just to try to come up with their own fantasy. Nasty little lives. But now they try to create this version of reality. Reality for them is something. It's just, let me just escape that. That's not my job. I don't deal in the world of reality. I deal in the fantasy world where there's people who are protecting, catching the pedophile. Those thoughts are yours. When in reality, they're the pedophiles that manipulate people to think in these disgusting ways. It's nasty, but that's what they do. And then, and like I said, I'm making notes because that's what they do. They do it's nonstop. I think it's and so again, every time I go to the laundromat, my fear is there's gonna be children. I hate that. And then they make me imagine what kind of children will be there. Because to me, I'm trying to go there when there's no children because I don't want to deal with this nastiness they do to me. And immediately, as they make me imagine that, I was like, it's so nasty. Make me imagine children there. Because the thing was, I was just looking at the time. I put the laundry at this time. I was like, okay, if I go there, hopefully there's not that many people. I'm not even thinking about that. And then they make me think, oh, maybe there's children. It's like, oh, gosh. And then they make me, it make me think, imagine children there. Just random imaginated kids. Little kids like 10 years old, under 10 or so, 9, 8, 5, whatever, just little kids. I was like, oh, no, this is going to be so nasty. But immediately they make me imagine some random kids like that. And then you hear this trash from next door. It's like, oh, you're going to rot for that. Now, understand, what's happening to me is going to still happen. But these people will never leave their fantasy. You sign up for this, you're going to understand how on the spectrum you are and how trash you are. A bunch of nasty lowlife who do these horrible things that radiate kids too. They torture children. These people doing this to me, like I'm being radiated right now, do this to women and children. They're the trash, the scum of the earth, babies too. On that note, talk about babies. Then they do this thing. It's so nasty. I'm listening to a podcast about kids, babies being vaccinated, and there was this this vaccination that was happening in Africa specifically, and they saw little baby girls, they compare babies who had the vaccination versus babies didn't have vaccination. They saw something that was going on. There was one specific vaccination that was banned in the US, but not in Africa and Asia. So they went to this country in Africa, and there was little baby girls that they vaccinated versus the other. Immediately, they say babies, African little girls, they start making me imagine of a naked right after I get vaccinated, right after I get the V2K, I went back to a country in Africa, hoping that it was not going to happen there. And so, going there, I saw a bunch of people. There was this perps there too. I thought I was going to go there. None of this was going to happen. But even in Africa, this is happening. And there was this woman with her baby, and this is Africa. So, it's different. She was holding her baby and making sure that she was sitting on the street and just like really just showing her naked baby girl. And you could see completely naked. It was so disgusting. Disgusting. You understand at this point, I was even looking at baby goats, and they would make me imagine some disturbing things with little baby goats. So baby, oh my gosh, she tried to make me think of this baby's genital. It was just so disgusting. It was so disgusting. But you understand that this man was talking about vaccinations in Africa and little girls, little babies being vaccinated, little girls' baby, and comparing the versus the ones that didn't get vaccinated, talking about the comparison. They start making me imagine babies, naked babies. and then bring back this moment of this woman showing her baby, naked baby, during, when I went back to this African country, hoping that it's gonna end things there. But they were doing this there. So this is global, right? So I know that wherever I go, because I was in Africa and this was happening in Africa, and this woman didn't even care, just show her baby naked in front of her, because as a perp, they do this pedophilia type of torture is meant to do these nasty things, and she's not the only one. So throughout this, they start making me think of this naked baby, and it's like so disgusting. And then they're like, oh no, but we match because when you were a kid, remember you saw when they were washing this baby girl. I was like, disgusting. See what? No, because you watched when they were washing the baby. You were there. You saw it. So we matched that. You see, pay now. And then they try to disorient me, and then go, oh no, but remember what you did as a kid? That has nothing to do with this baby. What? It's like, no, we match pay now. They try to disorient you while they do this nasty pedophilia type of torture. And this baby, start making me imagine a naked baby. And then try to make me, oh, but remember that when you did the stupid things to yourself? At some time there. And listen to this thing. They try to rewire this in something else. Stupidity. Oh my gosh. They're like, oh, but at that age, you also once watched when they were washing the baby. So that's kind of like that's what we did. We just matched it to then. Just random things they try to come up with. And then they try to talk about, oh, but the actual thing you did as a kid to yourself, and it had nothing to do with a baby. Not the baby. But they try to be like, oh, but see, try to disorient you. I was like, what? First of all, I'm a grown-ass man. Sorry, I'm a grown-ass adult. You tell me that you forcing me to imagine a naked baby, because when I was in 8th grade, I saw a baby that they were washing. And then they try to talk about, but what you did, have nothing to do with that as a kid. What? And they're like, no, but remember when you were under the V2K, you went back to this African country? Remember that woman showing the baby? And you remember how you responded? Yes, because I was being manipulated to get these disturbing things. It's after August 19, 2019. It's like, yeah, you might be. This is the kind of nastiness these people want you to subscribe to. You understand how disorienting and nonsensical it is? My brain has been to that level of manipulations. Me speaking this out loud shows how disturbing and nonsensical these things. They want you to imagine babies and whatever, children in all different ways. This man was just talking about vaccines given to babies in Africa, baby girls. Immediately, even now speaking about it, they made me imagine a naked baby. They started try to connect things in this nonsensical way, try to make me identify with these retardations of thoughts. And you hear this childlike people. Every time you hear childlike people for me, if you hear these childlike people talking, you know this is going to be the most nonsensical thing possible. They are basically the spectrum team. They're going to try to make sense out of the most nonsensical things. And so we won. And then I go to the laundromat, you see this man, just because they make me think of this baby, it's like naked baby. You hear them try to, I'm listening to the fact that why is there so many pedophiles in these agencies? He's trying to be like, he's trying to block it. I said, oh, they're going to our prisons. Like, listen, I understand. This is what it sounds like. This is nasty things they do. And then they start talking about, oh, you're going to be castrated. They're going to do this and that. And at one point, they were talking about something else. I don't even want to talk about it. It's just so stupid. Maybe I'll make another video about it later on. But then, right now, I'm listening to this man podcast, the same one. He's like, you have to question some of these people in charge of these vaccines and whatever, because, it's science. Science is not always perfect, and they're like, oh, you have to question yourself, because I talked about gaslighting before. Gaslighting is a method to manipulate your brain and manipulate your environment to question your own reality, memories, and perceptions, to make you question your own perceptions, your own memories, your own reality. And it's like, you see, question yourself. Stupidity. And they use this childlike people. That's the kind of people they use. And so this is really what they do. As I'm saying that, they're doing something to my eyes, because what's happening is, the more I speak about these things, the more illogical I make them see. The more they're like, it gets to them, because they want me to accept this reality. But you see who's talking to you. You see the nonsensicalness and the distractionness of these people, and it frustrates them, because they wanted to do these things in their fantasy. And you hear this man try to talk to you in this way, you're going to be castrated. How you going to be? It's like, you are so sad. Let me see even what he's saying. He said some, in the dumbest, the menacing voice. And he was like, you'll pray for it. After this nonsensical just happened, you'll pray for it. And then he say, he's like, you're gonna be a screaming man. You're gonna be screaming in pain. Using this voice. Now, do I believe I'm going to be screaming in pain? I will react to torture the way people react to torture. Screaming will be something I'll do if I'm tortured, which I believe I will be. But the reason why he's saying that now, after creating this nonsensicalness, is because he wants me to think that because I'm going to be screaming in pain, this manipulations is not manipulation. This makes sense because you're going to be screaming in pain. Screaming man. This is the kind of gimmicks that these people use. It's disgustingly retarded. I'm sorry for the language. That's the best way I can describe what they do and how they make you think. And then now, right before making this thing, they were trying to make me think of this late teen, whatever. I think it's like maybe from 16, 17, 18, maybe like this, maybe 19 max. But I think it's like between 16 and 18. And they're like, how old? When I came back and I make fun, I was like, oh, do you guys want to come in? Because I know you guys are just... I remember I made a video, I think a while ago, and I talked about it. I was on a date. I come back with her in the apartment. But there's a building, right? There's two doors. There's a door. The first door goes into the building, and then within the building, there's another door, right? They're in between the doors, just hanging out there. Wearing some, top. Not. I mean, they would do. Oh, even if they're adult, it would be like, oh my gosh, it's like, oh, you need to eat. You need to grow. Something is just. They look like they have, and nothing, right? And so they're just hanging there, just there. They just want to be watched. They want to be seen, right? They want me to look at them. So they can do these things. I thought I had my camera on, because if you would have seen how these people looked, you would know immediately, okay, oh my gosh, yeah, not going to get anybody's attention, at least not mine. But they were just there, with a little top, And so I see them there, and I drank, and I'm like, these people are clowns. It's like, hey, you guys want to come in? And I started laughing. He's like, I know, you just BS. And one of them started laughing. Oh my God. Because before they respond, I'm starting to laugh because I know they don't want to come in. They just want to be seen. And before they respond, I'm starting laughing. He's like, I know what you're doing. Don't worry, I know. And I go in, and now they're like, oh, how old do you think she was? How old do you think they were? I'm like, oh, you want me to start guessing? Like late teen? I don't know. He's like, yeah, you are. This nasty little nothingness. They're delusional. They try to gaslight you into accepting this false reality. These pedos. It's like, you are. I go in the hallways. I'm like, some of these people gaslight me. This trash living around here. They want you to accept this retardation and make you subscribe to this pedophilia and retardation. These people, I don't know, even, let's just say they're just young adults. Oh! Weak. I'm they couldn't be... And so you look at them, it's like, oh, okay. You could just looking at their phone. I'm like, I think it's there's some late teen trash or whatever. Nothing. And I'm laughing at, and one of this person, whatever she is, started laughing too, because it's like, I know. And she knew that I knew that what I was trying to say. I was like, you guys want to come in? And because they're just waiting in this between the external, outside door, and the inside the building, right? Just in the middle, just there, just hanging there. I'm like, what? What are you just what are you doing? And of course I was like, I know that you just want to be seen. So I come in and I look at this like, oh my gosh, such a clown. So do you guys want to come in? Immediately before even they start to answer, I'm like, I'm laughing. So yeah, I know. And then she and one of the other ones started laughing too. She's like, oh, okay, because she got it. It's like she understood. Like I'm trying to talk. I'm talking. Yes, I'm talking shit, right? I'm just trying to be like, I know what you guys are doing. You just super clown. And she started laughing. And now they try to be like, oh my gosh, wait, did you guess? Ugh. Clown. And they want me to take them serious. And they think that, oh, because maybe he drank a little bit. I was like, they look like little, look at it. And so I have these people right now, bang, like, shoot at them. Yeah, it's you. I'm not even exaggerating. This is how these people are trying to gaslight me into accepting these things. They're children. You understand? You sad piece of shit. I wish I would have taken a picture of this sad look. And they try. They are pathetic lowlifes. To all my target individual, listen to the things I said, because what I'm saying is try to show the patterns of the people that are trying to gaslight you. Of course, you understand with what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. These people want the theater. The humiliation they have to endure, because this is obviously stupidity. Stay strong and know yourself. These people are pedophiles, and they're going to do everything possible to subscribe to. They're using this noise campaign like these bikers, because then that's supposed to intimidate me into accepting this. I know horrible things are going to happen to me because these people are saying that I'm not subscribing to this. And it means that bad things are going to happen because this delusional trash wanting to live this fantasy that I'm not giving them. So to all my target individuals, stay strong.